Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight we're going to be talking about the Royal Rumble history, what they've done right, what they've done wrong. I'm Peck.
I'm Petrie.
And I'm just me.
I
Chris
just,
No,
Schultz.
not DDP, Chris Schultz. I'm sorry.
I've gotta be me. I've gotta be me.
Oh,
We're
God.
going to look at a couple of different things with this. We're going to look at, great Rumbles, the matches themselves, and also we're going to look at what ended up coming about as the end result of them. I mean, good pay-per-view or good WrestleMania matches, and then the main events that just really didn't live up to luster. WrestleMania 22, cough.
Now, what year was that? That was
2006, I believe.
2006.
Bret Hart was there for the
Oh,
Hall of Fame thing, I think.
I think that was the one Bret Hart didn't show up for at. He was supposed to be at Mania and he didn't go.
Yeah, it's that.
Yeah, it was.
It was that
I
one where
remember
Big Show.
McMahon was fighting Michaels and we were expecting something.
Wasn't Big Show and Kane versus Chris Masters and Carly Colon or whatever his name is this week? Something like that.
oh, I'm on Wikipedia now, just so I would know.
I can't remember if it was that one or if that was the year that he or that the Big Show sumo wrestled that guy.
Yeah, I think that was 05. I want to say, but I mean, God, they were all the same for about 4 years. They didn't really change. What so criteria for the Rumble pack? What do you think makes a good Rumble?
Well,
I won't say match, maybe,
I would
or maybe
say-
pay-per-view.
For me personally, I mean, you got to have a couple opening matches. Now, obviously, the Rumble is going to be the main thing, but you need to have, a couple decent, 1 or 2 title matches to make it interesting. Make it seem like, okay, it's not just all about the world title. Have a good, solid 20, 25-minute Intercontinental title match. Maybe defend the tag belts. You don't want to have too many single belt, matches, because everybody's going to be involved in, the Rumble itself.
Yeah.
As for the Rumble, personally, for me, it's more, there needs to be chaos. It can't just be, one person standing in the ring, and then you can have him, eliminate a string of people, but it can't be 8 or 9 consecutive people in a row where it's almost like one-on-one. It gets ridiculous. They do that way too often. I'd like there to be chaos, but I like it to be organized to the point that it at least looks good. Also, my personal favorite thing, this doesn't really necessarily help the Rumble. I just find it hilarious. It's called the Spike Dudley effect. What that is somebody that does not make it into the Royal Rumble match, but they don't get eliminated. Therefore, they have a legitimate claim at the world title because they never got to run over the top rope. For example, Spike Dudley.
Oh,
Kane
wow.
coming out the one time, Kane blames Spike Dudley for playing The Undertaker's music, chokeslammed Spike Dudley out from Sweat. Never eliminated. Spike Dudley could have won the Rumble.
That's true.
That and new feuds are always supposed to start. Probably the one I most remember, Kurt Angle jumping into the ring, beating the hell out of Shawn Michaels, throwing him over the top rope, and setting up one of the best WrestleMania matches ever at 21. And you got to have your final showdown, too. To me, those are the only things that make the Rumble, that's what makes up a good Rumble to me. How about you guys?
Ooh, you kind of sums it up for me. But I think, for me, it's not really about the whole card. I want the Rumble because I'm thinking about King of the Ring 98. Crappy card, one phenomenal match, and that was the Hell in a Cell. So I'm looking at it from that perspective. I'm thinking, I really don't care what you do during the show. I want to see some crap go on during that one match. That's what I want. So I want a good Rumble. I want solid spots. I want tons of action, and that's pretty much it. And I want all 30 guys to go. That's what I want. I don't want Drew Carey. I don't want Coach.
You want all legitimate wrestlers.
Yes. China was good. Beth Phoenix was good. I'm looking at some lists right now, see who I can make fun of. See who's in this Rumble I can make fun of. Let's see. In the 2011 Rumble.
Well, if you want to, let's start at the top. Let's start with the last person eliminated as a joke, Santino Marella.
Yeah.
Curtis Del Rio threw out Santino Marella to get to WrestleMania. That's obscene.
That's true. Actually, it said on Wikipedia, Hornswoggle was number 23.
He was in the Rumble. That made me angry. I mean, it was funny for like 2 seconds, then it's like, wait a minute. People have been laughing at Hornswoggle for like 3 years. Never mind, I'm not laughing anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Diesel, but I mean, I like Diesel coming back. I mean, obviously I was gonna mark out for that one.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think he should have. Who knows? I've yet to make up my mind about Diesel and Booker T.
Yeah, I hate when there's too many factions, though. Like, whenever it's like one faction or two factions that count for 10 members out of 30. Or in this case, 10 out of 40.
Mm-hmm.
That's still too much.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, factions in the Rumble. That doesn't make sense either. I remember in the '98 Rumble, the Nation of Domination, not the Nation, turned on each other, and it's like, what's this? Wait a minute. I hate when they do things that contradict themselves outside of like their main storylines. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
This isn't some alternate universe thing. What's going on in the ring should really happen in real life.
And I like knowing that it's not blatantly obvious who's going to win. I like there to be at least 4 people that it could possibly be. Not, I know it's going to be Alberto Del Rio. Yeah, they were talking about Cena, but I know it's going to be Del Rio. Great. And then you sit there and watch it the whole time. It's like, oh, there it is. No surprise. Why'd I order this?
Right. Yeah. Oh. You should see the picture they have on Wikipedia for Alberto Del Rio. It's ridiculous. I look at him and it's like, no. Not even as a heel, not even as a good guy. I don't want to see him get the world. I don't even want to see him get a shot ever. I'm saying that now.
I don't get it. I don't see what people see in the guy. I don't see it. I don't see any wrestling ability. He has one cool cross arm breaker. Yeah, that's great. Someone wins a match with submission, but he just doesn't have it. He doesn't have the charisma. He doesn't have the ability to make it happen. He looks like somebody you would have seen getting beat up in the 80s with better lighting, and you can see him better. And he has more of a tan, and he actually, doesn't have, like, chest hair.
This is Tito Santana 2.0. And that's... Oh, God. Whew. Ooh, that's awful.
Yeah.
Schultz, what do you think?
Rio, I see the similarity.
Ugh. Wait, nobody cares about... Is he from Mexico?
Yeah, he's Mil Mascaris' I think nephew or something.
Okay.
Well, here's what makes me the most mad. This WrestleMania match is a rematch. He and Edge have fought each other 8 times on TV already before Edge even won the belt. I'm like, great.
Oh, I know. Holy crap, yeah.
Like, I watched this on SmackDown. I don't want this to be the main event for the world title. They're acting like they never faced each other. Same with Triple H and The Undertaker. Oh, they never fought each other. Yeah, they fought each other at Mania, you idiots.
First of all, I don't think 40 guys was a good idea to begin with.
Alberto Del Rio's on TV, and who the hell's the fat guy with the mohawk with him? I'm so confused.
Like, man,
he's talking Christian.
Who cares?
The only interesting thing they can do is make it a triple threat and have Christian win the belt. But we know how it's going to end. Christian's going to cost Edge the belt, and they're going to feud. Don't bother running WrestleMania. I just spoiled it for you. I bet that's what's going to happen.
Hey, WrestleMania is only going to cost me taco dip and $5, so I'm still gonna go.
Where's that
at? Probably over houses. If Duke doesn't make it in the Final Four, he's throwing a Mania party again this year. So, come on, Duke, fall on your face.
Yeah, I think they will. But anyway, Chris, how about you? What makes the Rumble good for you?
I think the interesting thing is they do, they used to do some neat debuts. I remember they debuted the Mountie, which is Joffrey Joe, which I think in '91, because Raymond retired, and I guess they were repackaging him, so they put him in there against Coco Beware, and they basically had a little cute match, and that was it. And then they debuted Yoko, well, not Yokozuna, but they sort of semi-debuted him in the Rumble, made him like the feature. I'm trying to think who else. Fit Finley came, the WWE in the Rumble in '06. He had a match. I think it was against Kid Cash. So they do like a lot of debuts. I think that's cool to do that. Kurt Angle debuted, or I'm sorry, Taz against Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
That was special. So like a lot of debuts, like they build it up in like November. Like usually like around Survivor Series, they have like a little package, and then they have a debut of a superstar at the Rumble, which is cool. That says like they're here, they're established, and probably another thing that makes it special. Some feuds, but they kind of kick off feuds for Mania and other things at the Rumble. When they used to kind of do that before too, like they would like kind of. I'm trying to figure like maybe in the early '90s, they kind of would just either start feuds at the Rumble or kind of like carry them over from like Survivor Series or wherever, Saturday Night's Main Event stuff. That was special. The match itself, it has to be good. It has to be kind of long. You gotta feel like the superstars are beating the hell out of each other in it. Because I've seen some ones where everybody's getting thrown out like every 3 seconds, and it's terrible.
Yeah.
I remember like.
I hate it when there's less than 4 guys in the ring. With the exception of the first 4 guys in and the last 4 guys out, there should not be less than 4 guys in the ring at once.
I hate when someone just lays there and everyone pretends that they don't see them, and that person ends up winning, like Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, they've been doing that a lot in recent years. Like
I know, it's like okay, pick whichever one hasn't moved in about 10 minutes. They're gonna win the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I kind of predicted like during the match is like Jack Swagger's gonna win Money in the Bank when he did. I forget which Mania. Yeah, he disappeared for a majority of the match. He got lit up once.
I could have got hurt or something. He wasn't there.
Yeah.
I'm really disturbed by what I'm watching on Monday Night Raw. I don't know what this beast was that Christian just defeated, but it was hideous.
It was a beast.
I don't know what it was. It was fat. It had a mohawk. It was hideous.
Well, I mean, obviously the pay-per-view has to be pretty good top to bottom, but do you think it's lost its prestige because we've seen so much more and so many things that have been better? It's hard to go back to what it was, because it used to build up as like this big match. We've seen other pay-per-views like World War III, other bigger battle royals, so kind of almost downplayed it.
I think for a majority, it kind of ebbs and flows. We've had some good ones recently, but we've also had some bad ones. Like I thought, the 20-minute fight between Michaels and Taker before WrestleMania 23 at that Rumble was really good. Yeah. Other than that, nothing much of note. The only thing I really did like in this decade was Randy Orton winning as a heel, because we hadn't seen that since Shawn Michaels in '95.
Yeah.
And McMahon, if you count the 1 year, but he didn't wrestle at WrestleMania. So really, it was just all face-dominated for 15 years, basically.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not counting that McMahon one. That Rumble just sucked, period.
Oh, was that bad?
The point of it's a WrestleMania title shot. Anything that results in something else is just a waste.
That's true. Yeah, yeah.
But, well, you know what I was thinking, too? This new cage match thing, what is it, the Elimination Chamber? That kind of screws around with the Rumble, too. Like you said, somebody said extra simulations, stipulations. That keeps screwing up the Rumble's prestige as well. Like, they keep doing stuff. Like when Austin won in '98, they kept on doing special stipulations, and when he lost in '99, all these stipulations, and he had to go through all this crap to get to Mania. It should be like, if you win the Rumble, you go to Mania, and that's it.
In a one-on-one match, I remember when Benoit won in 2004, I believe.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Benoit was 04.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, someone decided, hey, why can't this be a 3-way? It was a three-way between Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and Benoit. That was
away from the Rumble win, but it was. I mean, if the match hadn't been so good, we would have been mad.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we are talking about professionals here. We're not talking about some jobbers. We are talking about Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and Chris Benoit. And these guys know how to work.
Great match. I mean, and then the next year, Batista and Triple H, it was like night and day how bad that was. But They made it good. Probably though. What do you guys think was the worst Rumble though? I mean,
Ooh.
just top to bottom, it didn't work. Whoever was in it, it
I
just
have
made
a
no sense.
knee-jerk reaction to always say anything Rey Mysterio wins, but I know that's not the case.
No, he won what, 06? That was a good one,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I mean the Rumble itself was decent, and I just hate the ending. And I believe
Yeah, the
the
ending
matches
ruined
they had weren't bad either.
Yeah, not too shabby. They weren't too shabby.
I like 21. 21 wasn't bad. I like the title matches too. The Rumble was okay. Because at the time, Batista and Cena were the two hottest people when it came down to them.
Yeah.
But worst? Oh, I don't know. This year's was pretty bad. The year before that, the Edge one was pretty bad. No one can forget 1995. Or 90.
Ooh.
Well, yeah, 95 was bad. Those are my
89 was
three
one.
right there.
With the first Rumble? Oh, the one after.
Well, for the first one on pay-per-view, it was just so boring. Like, it took forever for everybody to get down in the ring, and then by the time they got some people in, they threw them out. It was just so boring. I remember I bought it as like a kid in the summer, and I'm like, this is awful.
Some of that might come from, I mean, the first time you do anything, you're not going to have the nuance down. You're not going to know what to do, really. So maybe that was just beginners, bad luck.
I think, yeah. I think someone was watching the Rumble and was thinking, at least that first one, I think they should run down to the ring.
Yeah.
Because when you do that, I think it creates a little bit more craziness.
Yeah, they want to get down in there.
Gimmick matches always look rough. Remember the first Elimination Chamber when they opened the wrong doors and people ended up getting hurt?
Yeah.
They didn't know how to deal with it. So, yeah, I mean, the first time you have any match like that, you're going to have stuff go wrong.
That's the one where Triple H, passed out.
He got hit in the throat and he couldn't talk, and he was supposed to call the match.
Oh. I hope you know sign language.
Laughing and ends up having to take over.
That's rough.
That's actually kind of funny.
It is.
In a tragic Shakespearean sort of way.
Well, I think one of those. 99 was terrible. 97, I remember them just they did that Mexican thing. It was with I think AAA they had a agreement with, and they did this cross promotional thing. But it was a good pay-per-view, but it just seemed like WWF was deflating so bad at the time.
Who won the 97 Rumble? Because, I mean...
Austin.
13 was Sid... No, well... Wasn't that 90... Oh, okay, well, who... No, I'm trying to think. Not the one where Austin beat Shawn Michaels. I'm talking about the year before. The year before Undertaker and Sid. Because there was just some gigantic cluster, I remember. Because Michaels had to lose the belt, but I don't remember who won the Rumble.
Well, Bret Hart, he won it, but then Austin came back in, threw him out, and made it look like he was never out. And he was like, "Ooh, we can't show the replay."
Yeah, I'm really confused by this now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, now I'm just confused because now I'm just trying to think. I'm like, okay, so Bret Hart fought Austin instead of fighting instead of fighting Psycho Sid for the title. The Undertaker steps in and gets the title shot. I don't know.
I don't.
Okay. Wikipedia says, I'm I hate going back to Wikipedia, but I'm just trying to make sense of all this. Okay.
I think they were all feuding. I mean.
Yeah. Okay. After the pay-per-view, Shawn Michaels later vacated the championship on Thursday, Raw Thursday. It actually says Thursday Raw Thursday special.
Yeah.
Due to a controversial ending at the Rumble, Steve Austin, Bret Hart, The Undertaker, and Vader were pitted against each other at In Your House 13, Final Four, in a Four Corners match for the WWE Championship, which saw Bret Hart win the vacant title. The next night on Raw, Austin interfered in a WWF title match between Hart and Psycho Sid.
As a result,
yeah.
Okay. That's right, because they had a little battle royal thing, and
Wait, there's more. Uh, Hart lost the belt. Short-lived title reign. On the March 17th edition of Raw, Hart faced Sid in a steel cage for the WWF title. Okay, wait a minute. They must have really switched the straps for a while.
It's bad booking.
Yeah, because they're saying in the title match between Bret Hart and Sid, and Austin interfered. Hart lost the belt. I'm assuming to Sid. Sid must still be champion. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, I know. I thought there was a rematch in your house, and Sid beat him for the right to fight the Undertaker.
Might have been.
Yeah, and then Hart and Sid faced off in the cage. Sid won after Aaron's interference by both Stone Cold and the Undertaker. And at WrestleMania 13, Undertaker defeated Sid for the WWF title, while Hart and Austin battled each other in a submission match with Ken Shamrock as the special referee. Well, how did Taker get the title shot?
He must have won the elimination match.
I think.
Or wait, no, how did he get the shot?
Bret Hart won that four corners match.
To be the champion. I don't know. How did the Undertaker get the title shot? And another sidebar, Psycho Sid never got his revenge on Bret Hart for hitting him with a damn chair.
Holy crap!
I think they're all kind of feuding. They kind of just put it all together, I guess. I remember watching some of that. Like, Sid was after Taker for something and back and forth.
I remember after WrestleMania 13, Bret Hart cost Sid the belt, and Sid never killed him for it.
I mean, that's when they were on life support. I mean, that's when WWF had no interest. No one cared. It was all WCW.
It was starting to get good. His Taker's title reign was decent, and then we had DX like 3 months later.
Yeah. I mean, before that, it was bad. We were watching like Freddie Joe Floyd fight like Bob Spark Plug Holly on Raw. I mean, it was pretty hard to watch.
Well, now we know if we ever need to confuse somebody, we just bring up the events leading up to WrestleMania 13. That's like a physics problem.
Oh, yeah, that was really confusing.
It's shoddy booking. It's panic booking. Maybe that's when they're lost a little bit, and what can you do? But
yeah, and there was a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of AAA guys in this Rumble.
Oh yeah, there's like the Latin Lover, Mil Mascaras, Cibernetico. Who else was in that?
I think who else?
Latin Lover, Cibernetico, Mil Mascaras.
There's some guy named Periroth.
Oh, Piroth, yeah.
Piroth, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he was in there too.
Yeah, and there was there was a ton of people on the undercard too.
Oh yeah. Tons of
It was in San Antonio, Texas too.
Mm-hmm. Our boy Pero Aguayo.
Oh yeah, he did nothing but stomping in that.
Mm-hmm. Octagon.
You brought up Bob Holly a couple of minutes ago. That reminds me, I had to change my spark plugs, so I referred to them as I need new Bob Hollies.
That's pretty good, actually.
My mechanic was kind of confused. He's like, "You need what?" I'm like, "Damn it, sorry, spark plugs, wrestling fan." He's like, "Oh, that makes more sense."
Speaking of debuts, that was Mr. Hughes' debut again in WWF as Triple H's manager.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he came back as Mr. Hughes. He was Triple H's like bodyguard.
He had a lot of different managers. Didn't he have a butler too?
Yeah, he had a butler previous time. He had Mr. Hughes. He had China. The butler.
He had Sable too.
Yeah.
Sable.
But that Rumble, it wasn't bad. It just felt like, man, you could just tell WWF was at like their last limb with like just talent and stuff. Like they weren't like out of talent completely, but they were. You could just tell. We're running this Triple H.
What they sold it on was, the boyhood dream, fighting in his hometown, and the man had the flu and really couldn't wrestle.
I know.
Yep.
It was a decent match, though. I didn't like that the Rumble wasn't the main event. That's when they were kind of doing that at the time, where it was like the main event was like the title match, whatever. That's cool, but I always, you always expect the Rumble to be like the big thing.
Yeah, the Rumble has to be a cluster. But it should be clear too.
I know.
I'm like, I can't believe we just killed about 10 minutes looking back at like what might have happened.
Yeah.
I can't believe we just did that.
I know. Well, what other ones were bad? I think the 90. Let me think. 94's wasn't too great. I take that back. It was okay. I do think the 2000 wasn't the best. 2001 wasn't good. Neither was 2002. A lot of the 2000s weren't good at all.
No.
They were just 2002 was bad. The 2003 I liked, but it was just they just didn't live up to expectation. A lot of them. Some of them would have strong undercards, but then like the Rumble itself would just be garbage.
Yeah. That's
And it would be weird because you'd see like WCW guys in there, you're like, what the hell? It's just odd. Ugh. Any good singles matches you guys like to talk about the Rumble that stand out in your mind?
Probably the 97 one, the 97 main event.
Yeah.
Between Michaels and Taker in the casket match.
That was good. Yeah. Not for Shawn Michaels' spine, but it was a good match.
Yeah, poor guy. Poor guy.
I like the Benoit Jericho ladder match of 2001. So that was pretty decent.
All right, you guys might laugh at me for this one, but at the time I liked the match. Big Show versus JBL versus Kurt Angle for the belt.
That's fine.
I never saw that one.
05. It was a good triple threat match. It basically ended with the Big Show spearing JBL through the barricade and then fighting Angle and then JBL somehow winning the match. That was when JBL basically carried them as a heel and he had like the 10-month title reign and he actually had some really good matches.
There you go. Why not?
Sure. I gotta say this.
Bad ones though. We can't forget. If we're gonna talk bad singles matches, Kurt Angle versus Mark Henry.
Well, that's just a given.
I think of another good one, like 93 had some decent ones, like Jannetty and Michaels. I thought that was decent. I don't remember it too much, but it wasn't bad. They're really not meant to be like the best matches though, because they're just they're getting you ready for the Rumble.
Yeah. I mean, you got to get ready to see some crap.
I know I saw one. It was the Orient Express against the New Foundation, which is Jim Neidhart and Owen Hart. That was a good opener for '92's Rumble. I remember that being like real good. They did a lot of good, decent spots. Not a bad match. But they're really not meant to be like blockbuster events because they're waiting until Mania. They're just kind of like continuing a feud or starting one up. It's basically what that's there for.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
I think like my top, like if you guys want to go through like your top Rumble matches, like what year, if you want to do that next too.
Oh, no, best one ever. Best one ever. 4 words. Be fair to Flair.
Oh my God. So true.
Wow. Oh.
That was Flair's year.
91, 92?
I believe that was 92. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
92.
Was that back when the Rumble was for the WWF title as well?
Ooh,
that was the first time they did it. That was the first time they ever did it because the title was vacant. It was from somebody.
It was the first and only time.
Yeah.
Did Hogan defend it once, or did he?
I think they stripped it off of Hogan or something.
I thought the year that he either that or they just had the WWF champion winner for no reason the year before or the year he fought the Warrior. I can't remember.
Yeah, that was 90.
Yeah, but I can't remember if the belt was on the line. I think he just won it just because he's Hulk Hogan and he's done everything, including invent the wheel.
Pretty much. 92 was amazing, man. Like, he didn't help put Flair all over the place.
Yeah.
He bombed, but that match was great.
Heenan pretty much solidified his spot in history at that point. At that point, I mean,
I think he exceeded any expectation he had even back then. I mean, he was already a legend, from '89 with his matches with Funk, and then '92. It's like, holy hell, he did this. What?
Oh yeah.
He did everything to put over Flair. He did the best he could. I mean, what a
And,
manager
and
should do
Flair
to put
was
someone
good
over
too.
ridiculously.
Flair was good too. Yeah, let's not forget that.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Flair was good too. Let's not forget that.
Oh yeah, he
Oh,
saved the whole thing. I mean, he didn't what you're supposed to do to help get a wrestler over and be a manager. He did everything in his power and ridiculously overdid it, and it was great.
Mm-hmm.
I like the '91 one personally because it lived up to expectation. Because I know a lot of times they do like those little corny commercials and have people beat the hell out of each other, but in that one they actually did beat the hell out of each other. Like you're like, holy shit! Like they're just really everybody's like just pancaking each other in that one. And it was a good pace. Like they weren't slow and sluggish and just slugging around, standing and flirting. They were in there beating the hell out of each other.
The promo I remember the most was the West Side Story one.
Yeah.
Oh God!
Because it's finally.
I believe that was for '05 because it was WrestleMania Goes Hollywood.
Yeah.
Those were some of the best promos they ever did. They had that one, but the ones for Mania were just classic.
Oh yeah.
And I'd say I love the Royal Rumble West Side Story promos because I was in West Side Story, so it's like, yeah, it's about time they did that.
I remember I was going to do that year for West Side Story, but then I found out how much would it stay. I'm like, forget it.
Dude, you should have did it, man. I had a ton of fun. Kids, if
Me,
you're
the gal,
listening,
a couple other guys.
kids, if you're listening out there, do musical theater when you're in high school. I'm telling you, you're gonna get a spot just solely based on the fact that you're a guy. You get to hang out with a lot of hot chicks.
And people. You'll have fun. Trust me.
You'll have a blast.
And you'll have funny stories.
Amazing stories. You'll develop so many friendships. Just do it. Just do it.
I'm not so sure about doing the duck one, but any other one than that, honk. Anything other than that, I would definitely advise you to do it. I'm not sure about that one.
Oh no, there's definitely some ones you should steer clear of. Cats.
Yeah.
And also, if you know the musical you're doing is full of tap, be wary. Do it, but you're gonna see some crap. It's gonna be hell, but just fight through it. How we start talking about musical theater?
West Side Story, the Royal Rumble promos.
Oh, okay. Let's go back to the Rumble and let's not talk about the Wiz.
Oh, that's fine. Another good. I liked 1990. That was decent. Didn't get a lot of people in the ring, but it was decent. They did have the big. That was the build up for the Hogan Warrior match, and that was pretty good. I'm trying to think of any other good ones. I like 1988. That wasn't bad. 98 I liked. That was a good one. Where Austin won. It was cool. A lot of new, fresh faces.
Yeah.
Just Tom Brady was in there for about a minute.
They make too much use of the numbers 1 and 30 because that makes me mad sometimes.
Yeah, they junk it up.
Yeah.
You can tell when someone's going to enter 30 and win, and you can tell when someone's going to enter number 1 and win.
Oh, yeah. I also hate how we champion Rey Mysterio for winning the Rumble as number 2, and then we don't talk about British Bulldog lasting the distance as number 2.
Oh yeah.
No one talks about Bulldog. He went just as long as Michaels, and no one gives him any credit for it.
Actually, he went longer than Mysterio because the Rumble was longer. That's when you actually got an hour Rumble. Mysterio was only in there for 36 minutes.
Actually, in 2006, he spent over an hour in there.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Still didn't the Bulldog?
95 was the half-hour one.
Oh. Okay, yeah, but I mean, how much of that time was Rey Mysterio laying on the ground 90% of the time?
Yeah, good point.
And
taking his rest spot, I know.
I didn't understand why they didn't give Bulldog the belt that year, in 94, 95. He was hot. He was in feuds, and he was a main eventer. They should have gave him the belt. Or, at least the Intercontinental.
Diesel was a better marketing tool, honestly.
I guess.
Yeah.
You could feel it for the Bulldog, though. And he wanted the Bulldog to win. They put him with a crappy team with Luger, which made sense, but I think they should have gave him the belt. It was his big return. He was on. He was on a streak. It was his time too. I mean, you'd have better match of Michaels and Nash could, for Christ's sakes. I mean, God.
What year?
Yeah.
96?
94,
Well, no,
95.
Well, I was going to say, you would have had to turn Bulldog heel for that one, though.
Well,
Which, I mean, he was for a while. Yeah, I think he really was heel for only a short time after that, so I guess it wouldn't be a big leap.
I just think like he should have had the belt at least in 94, 95. Like, you know,
Yeah.
it was the time to fire on them. It didn't, or at least like they turned him heel in like 95, which I thought was a mistake. I think they should have had a face and face in 95 instead of Diesel and Mabel, which was awful. It should have been Michaels and Bulldog. Better match, better quality. You know, it would be worth my time going down there. Because they did another ladder match with Razor and Michael, which is fine, but Bulldog and Michael, you know, a good 40-minute match would have been awesome. Well, you know, what can you do? You just could have Dick Murdoch in the Rumble, I guess, you know.
Oh, I don't know about that.
He almost got Henry Godwin out. We give him credit for that. Just got a little dizzy and fell out. Oh, my God. Yeah, that's about all I have to say for Rumbles. I mean, they're there, they serve the purpose, they're fun sometimes, and, you know, they're exciting.
A great starting point for the road to WrestleMania.
Yeah, definitely. But, I mean, I think eventually, though, it's going to run, you know, thin. I understand. We should actually talk about that 40-man thing this year, which I think was a horrendous mess. I didn't see it.
Yeah. Because the problem was they had so many people. It's like, okay, these people don't even have a legitimate shot at an Intercontinental title match, let alone winning the damn thing.
Yeah.
I was like, these people are not worthy of title contention. Get them the hell out of the ring.
Well, it's kind of like they fell into
that have never like wrestled an individual match. I've never seen them wrestle. They just beat people up. I'm like, yeah, they really deserve to be in this thing.
And I mean, that was kind of like that World War III, where like you had El Dandy and Bobby Blaze. I mean, you know, no one knew who the hell they were, and they were getting a title shot. It was crazy. So that kind of junked it up. I thought 40 people would be interesting, you know, something different, but they didn't have like 40 main eventers in there. They had like probably like 35 undercarders and 5 decent wrestlers. Oh, God.
Yep. Oh.
But oh well. Kevin Nash gave Big Show a dirty look, I think, and that's all that mattered, right? Like, we need to see that feud again.
You know, I honestly can't watch more than 10 minutes of Monday Night Raw without getting annoyed and turning it off.
I don't blame you. It's just horrendous.
I can't do it. They pan the camera to Michael Cole. He's always talking. Something happens.
I think it's a miracle if I last an hour watching Raw. Rarely can I make it to the main event.
This is honestly the first year that I am praying that I get polio and have to miss WrestleMania. I really don't want to see it. I don't want to watch it. I don't care. I want to just read the results. I don't want to watch it. I know I have to because we're going to talk about it, but I don't want to.
Tyler, Peck, I don't know how to break this to you. Polio's pretty much eradicated.
I didn't really want polio. I hope I don't get it. Crap.
Well, it would be a shame if you were to go missing during the week of WrestleMania.
Yeah. Oh no, it's one of those. It's like a meeting for work. I'm gonna be there. I don't want to be there, but I know it's important, so I will be there.
Yep. Ugh.
Here's one too. Like, try to wrap this up. Who do you think was the best winner of the Rumble? Everybody give their opinion.
Best winner of the Rumble. Ooh. I gotta look at the list here.
What are we looking at? Are we looking at the match that resulted, or are we looking at just, what they did during the match, or
just your personal favorite? Like, who do you want them? Who do you like the most?
You know where I'm going with this one. I got to go with The Undertaker because it was about damn time that he had won the Royal Rumble and went to WrestleMania to fight for a title. Now, I hated the fact that he got screwed and it was before like 4 other matches at WrestleMania, but I thought, they did him justice in 07.
Good answer. I gotta go with the first 2 winners. I gotta go with Jim Duggan and Big John Studd. I'm looking at the list of the people who won. There's Hogan, Austin, The Rock,
We
Batista.
know what they've all done, right?
Right. I mean,
Big John's son is like the most underrated wrestler ever. No one gives the man enough credit. He's been in some legendary matches. He's done. I mean, hell, he was in a body slam challenge against Andre
the
the
Giant. No one talks about that. That was awesome.
Yeah. And like whenever they talk about Hall of Famers, it's like they always forget somebody. I hear people mention Coco Beware before they say Big John Studd. I'm like, well, wait a minute. I mean, yeah, just because the guy, didn't ever get a title of any kind doesn't mean he wasn't awesome.
I know.
Those two people on the list, like, there has never been a legitimate surprise winner during the Rumble.
The only one, but I already called it, and it wasn't a surprise. When Edge came back and won the Rumble, I said, I bet Edge comes back and wins, and he did. Everyone else was surprised, but it really wasn't that much of a surprise. It was only the people I was watching it with that were surprised.
I guess Alberto Del Rio winning the Rumble is a surprise. Like, who would have thought?
I did, though. Because I knew they weren't going to stop this Cena, Nexus crap.
No. But why Del Rio? Why not?
Well, because not any of the mid-carders, because they hate John Morrison, Drew McIntyre, and any other good wrestler.
Yeah. Why not Steve Lombardi?
Why not Steve Lombardi? Damn it.
I think it's
not JBL. Damn it. Best heel ever.
Yeah.
For a period of time. He's
well,
in the ring now.
My personal...
I hope he's coming back to wrestling.
My personal favorite is Hogan, just because when I was a kid, I loved it when Hogan would win. Like, yes, all right in the world. The year he didn't. I didn't believe it. Someone told me on the bus, Ric Flair won. No, Hogan did. Hogan doesn't lose Rumbles. It's unheard of. Doesn't happen. Not in my lifetime.
Oh, especially since he didn't win the first two.
Yeah.
I know.
I remember growing up as a child, I liked Hulk Hogan for maybe a year, and my mom would always rent movies that Hulk Hogan was in, like wrestling movies.
Oh yeah.
And around about I remember she brought back the one. She's like, "Here's this, Hogan one I rented." I'm like, "I don't want to watch it." She's like, "Why?" I'm like, "He can't wrestle. I like Shawn Michaels."
Oh, you turncoat you. How dare you?
And after that, I just got so sick of seeing Hogan because I grew up watching WCW. And what I remember the most is in 1996 and 97, the man would never wrestle. I'd be watching Nitro. I would wait for 3 hours. Hulk Hogan would come on. There'd just be a big run, and he'd never wrestle. I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I hate Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, it took me years to turn on Hulk Hogan, and I'm glad I finally did. Buying beer for his son. Whoring out his daughter. Screwing someone who looks almost exactly like his daughter. What a pig.
Allowing his son to drive a Toyota Supra. That's my personal opinion. Unless you're Paul Walker, you can't get away with that.
I think this is a good show.
That was a great show, yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks for listening. We'll be back next time with more exciting things to talk about. I'm Chris.
I'm Petrie.
And I'm Peck. And I missed my cue.
You missed your spot. You ruined it.
Oh, no.
That's right for you. Go ahead, Peck.
And I'm Peck, a spot bomber.
Nice.